everyone! Today's video will be a session of information about the IELTS. So, what is the IELTS? What does the IELTS test look like? Yada yada yada. Short answer, Google it. Longer answer, Google it, because if I were answering, I would be Googling myself. So I'm not gonna bother with that kind of information because you can easily find it on the internet anyway. As someone who's passed the test once, I feel like there are a few things that would have been better if I'd known them before having taken the test. And that is what I want to tackle in today's video. I think most people would agree with me that tests in general are horrible things. So unless you have to take them, then you wouldn't take them. In the very same principle, the answer is actually quite simple. If you're required to have an IELTS result, you take the IELTS. Likewise with the TOEFL. If either of them would work, then pick whichever you prefer. It's just a matter of preference because they are basically identical. As you all know, there are two locations where you can take the test. British Council, which is obviously British, and IDB, which is an Australian-based organization, corporation, whatever. I have only taken the test once, as I said before, and it was at British Council. So I can't really tell you what's it like to take the test at IDB. From my experience though, I can tell that British Council has done a brilliant job at arranging the whole test-taking process. The best thing is that there's no minor errors, especially technical difficulties, which are like the last thing that you want to happen in your exam day. Something like your microphone suddenly dies in the middle of the listening task, for example. Obviously, you have to bring your identity proof. Don't worry if you go to the bathroom, there's some door people there who will keep it safe and sound for you. You can also bring pens and pencils. If you feel like they're too heavy though, then they will provide them for you. You can bring water into your exam room, but it has to be in a plain bottle. Oh, as many times as your budget allows. The more you take the test, then the more happy they are because their business will get more lucrative. It's a pricey test, so unless you have some extra money to waste, then do think carefully before register to take the test. So it's basically a piece of paper, and to be honest, an ugly one. The more important thing is that you can only keep one original copy of your certificate of IELTS result. Apparently, if you want to send your result to any institutions, you can, but you have to do it via British Council or IDB. I'm not saying that you have to plastic wrap your certificate or anything, but do keep it somewhere safe. Make some scanned copies because they won't provide you twice. The speaking task is the part most people feel nervous about, but nobody bothers to tell you what's it like. So mean. Basically, when you register, you have two appointments, one for your grand test and one for your speaking test. You show up, you come into the office, you do the whole identity check routine. They set you up in the room all by yourself. You wait outside the room for a while and then you get called in. Now you have a very relaxing interview with your examiner. Be aware though that they will time you the entire time. They have machines and things. And also they record every single thing coming out of your mouth. Now this is just strictly my perspective. Obviously if you reach a band 8, 8.5 or above, then nobody dares to say you can't speak English. To say that a test result reflects your entire abilities, I think it's an asinine thought. It's basically just forms and rules. If you play by the rules, or even better, if you play the rules, then you most likely will succeed. The whole point of starting a language, I think, is to speak the language, not to pass some test. It's pointless if you have a band 8 and can muster a word in front of a native speaker. If you have a good result, then congratulations, but don't be too cocky. And if your result comes out and it doesn't look so good, then don't be too bummed. You have many other ways to redeem yourself and to prove that you are an excellent speaker. I want to keep this video short and sweet, so I'm going to wrap things up here. But if you have any other questions, then I would love to answer them. I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!